The following voices are AI generated. We hope you enjoy the video, sugar.
Come on, you peasants. My short films have been made, and I want you all to see them with me.
So why did I have to come back with you, Amy? I was supposed to shop for party decorations with Cream.
Because, Tails, you along with your other counterparts need to be in more videos, especially for next year, remember?
I'm the only other current voiced character to join this video because I'm in the second and third short films.
This feels awkward, being the only Dreamcast character in this video. But everyone else, including the non-Sonic characters, said that they already saw the short films and loved them.
Okay, everyone. I brought Tails and Amy from my era, the 4Kids era, with me because I trust their opinions on our projects. Plus, Sonic is busy raking leaves now that autumn is here.
I'm proud to say that the animation was indeed stunning, and I was just as much of a badass, unlike the rest of you.
Excuse me, but I was very good at fighting when I showed up helping you fight the robots. Don't get carried away with your greed, edgy poo.
Enough bragging. Let's just watch the short films. Tails, roll the damn projector.
I'm on it, Shadow. Better get some snacks for more watch parties.
Talk about going old school with the projector. I thought it was a modern one.
Well, current Rouge, us Shadows tend to use vintage technology. The Professor and Maria used to use projectors to watch movies at the Ark.
And cartoons as well.
This is tense. The music is just eerie, and I can tell we're in for a treat!
Exactly. 4 kids, Amy. It's actually 3 treats. This is the first of 3 short films. Everyone loves them so much, it should be a complete series.
So this is us and Maria. Or current Shadow, since he's the one in these shorts. This is actually the first time current Shadow met Maria. The last time Maria was shown was in my only game from 2005.
I gotta say that this scene tricked us into thinking Gun invaded us, but really, Maria was showing us lights from space or the Aurora Borealis, as Maria is great at her astronomy.
Does that mean she could have been a scientist like Professor Robotnik or Eggman?
Aurora Borealis.
Why, yes. Maria has the professor's brains and the looks of a precious angel. She could have brought peace and prosperity to science and to the world.
What happened to her at this part? Was her sickness acting up?
It's her condition. She always got lightheaded when there was low gravity in certain areas in the Ark. Maria was lucky. I was always by her side when she would wander off to places that could make her faint.
In a way, Shadow is like a service dog or a bodyguard, but as a hedgehog that's called the ultimate life form. I could imagine you 3 helping disabled people.
Maybe a bodyguard, but certainly not a service dog. We aren't pets. We were made to protect all of life, and we promised Maria to spread good to the world and eliminate all threats.
And look at that! Maria gave Shadow a hug. I'm sure she'd be proud of the 3 of you being the best at being the ultimate life forms.
For once, I agree with 4 Kids' Tales. Maria would have loved to join the channel if she was still around.
Uh-oh. This isn't good. Is that Gun or is it something else?
It's actually the robot Emerald from Sonic Battle going haywire attacking the Professor.
Besides Sonic X and Sonic Battle, Emerald isn't that well known. He probably will be shown in the new game.
Well, here's an interesting moment. You'd think it would be a straightforward battle between me and Emerald. It's actually a very dissonant, confusing, and a crazy series of flashbacks.
Yeah, the glitches are like a simulation getting out of control.
There's no denying that Shadow can be very sentimental yet tougher than the average hedgehog besides Sonic, of course.
Look at those puppy dog eyes of Maria. She clearly needed to be safe, but destruction kept happening.
Very true. 4 kids, Amy. This is one of the most impactful scenes in the short, and the way I move with my air shoes, this is a bona fide badass.
If you look carefully, Professor Robotnik is being held hostage by Emerald. Too bad he doesn't speak.
And as for Emerald himself, he's like a copycat fighter. All Shadows have been great fighters, but Emerald is like a mirror fighting yourself. Cream and I still have bad memories of fighting Emerald in Sonic X.
You know, Tails, Emerald was lucky I wasn't in the episodes of Sonic X when he was around. I'd crush him faster than Sonic, Knuckles, and your bunny girlfriend. This scene gives us Doctor Strange vibes since it's all psychedelic.
Oh dear, this must be the time Gunn raided the Ark. Now you know how Dreamcast and 4Kids Shadow feel about losing Maria and being trapped in Prison Island.
Yeah. Don't taunt me, Rouge. I had to pay for the therapy after losing my only friend.
We didn't just lose Maria, but also the professor, too. He was just as important, since he was the one that created us.
And thanks to Gunn unaliving Maria, the professor went crazy in Prison Island and had to be sentenced to death by firing squad. It's really dark to even comprehend.
Good God, Current Shadow! Were you suffering from PTSD in this short? These flashbacks are haunting me.
You'll have to find out in the second and third shorts, and in the game that the past comes back to haunt me.
I really hope your therapist is treating you well, Current Shadow. I've had nightmares in the past, but I always ask for help when I'm not mentally well.
It's tough going through the trauma, but I'm doing my best coping with it. Cheese pizza and beating up Eggman's robots have helped me too.
I see big hands. I guess that got you out of the flashbacks.
You finally got the damn 4th Chaos Emerald, too. It's about time you used it, instead of just teleporting like in Sonic Boom.
The Chaos Emerald is used for emergencies, and I was desperate to snap out of it. Also, thank Ian Flynn and the writers for making me a better character like you two Shadows.
I need answers.
It all makes sense now. You used the Chaos Emerald to see the past and future. The Black Arms were tainting your visions, and it brought back the bad memories, and that space devil Black Doom was pulling out his hands, right?
I'm afraid so. Current Shadow thought that the Black Arms came back, despite 4Kids Shadow got rid of them with the Eclipse cannon from the Ark. And now he has to get back to the Ark and find them.
The episode is called Finding the Way? You'd think this would be a name for the Knuckles show, but no. Let's hope there isn't a meme of this one.
I love this one because I am in it.
We have another flashback from the Ark, but this time we see someone that 4Kids Shadow is familiar with, but the fans haven't seen him in years.
Tell that freak to stay away from me! Oh, that's the Gun Commander as a kid. He's the guy with the heterochromia, those different colored eyes. He kinda sounded like a mix of Current Tails and Rouge.
The Gun Commander never liked us at first, because the Professor and Black Doom used their combined science to create us Shadows. Maria tried to let us bond, but he was jealous of us being closer to Maria than him.
The Black Arms, he called them. The same DNA as this larva. This ugly, heartless creature. I may look like a hedgehog.
It's good that Maria seems to be more acceptable towards Shadow being made with Black Arm's DNA than the Gun Commander. At the time, at least.
I gotta say that Maria sure was a hugger like all three Amy's.
For you to express it, but I know that deep down, you really do care. About me.
Commander Tower as a kid must have been spoiled rotten and wanted Maria's attention. No wonder he was jealous.
Good thing me and Dreamcast Amy got our respective Shadows back to their senses when we were trapped in the Ark during the events of Sonic Adventure 2. I bet current Amy will do the same thing when Adventure 2 gets its remake.
With Maria's precious smile fading, the flashback ended, and there I was, at a supply depot. It looked like I was in Egypt, and surprisingly, the robots looked like they were built by Eggman instead of Gunn.
Maybe these bots were modeled after Eggman's grandpa, the Professor.
Yes, and I gotta admit, current Shadow's combat has improved to looking better than mine from the old games from the 4Kids era.
And there's Omega. We haven't seen him getting relevance since that racing game, Team Sonic Racing.
And there I am helping Shadow fight the robots. My shoes were strangely squeaking at times. 4Kids Tails, replay the scene in slow motion when I say so.
I'll do it, now!
Why were your shoes squeaking, Current Rouge? Did you have chew toys in your feet or something?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think it was to protect my feet from getting splinters, or my bunions were acting up. I'm just glad I was able to reunite with Shadow and Omega.
I only let you join me because I was going to space. If you simply forced me into Sonic's birthday party, I would have just amscrayed in a heartbeat.
Did Omega just say I call dibs? Dear Lord, Omega in my games would have just rushed in and stayed silent.
To be fair, Omega was bland in my games, and he was two-dimensional. I guess he needed to be a little more hip with the target audience, and I heard Current Tails reprogram the current Omega with more slang terms and phrases to appeal to the Gen Z and Alphas.
I can take you to a ship, but in return, you're going to have to promise to come to Sonic's birthday party.
I love sweet talking to Shadow. It works like a charm.
Rouge, don't push it, and please shut the fuck up.
Let's not get hasty, guys. The other Shadows would be more than happy to join the other Sonic's birthday parties since they share the same birthday. And technically, all of the Shadows, Rouges, and even Eggman should have the same birthday as the Sonics.
Good point, Tails. Well, guys, this should be the third and final episode of these shorts. Current Shadow is going to the Ark and will need his Rouge and Omega's help getting to space.
I remember my fellow Dreamcast crew needing one of the professor's grandson's space shuttles, and all I had to do was using chaos control.
Created you, and when they got you, they sealed you away for 50 years.
Talk about exposition. I had to use chaos control with and without Chaos Emeralds in Sonic X. That's when you know fans love me more than the current Shadow. No offense.
None taken, 4 kids Shadow.
Just an obstacle in my way.
I call dibs.
At this point, I'm not surprised calling dibs is Current Omega's new catchphrase.
It is decidedly so, 4 kids' tales. Also, ladies and gentlemen, all of the Omegas aren't in the channel since they're camera shy and they regularly upgrade.
This is my favorite part of all these shorts. I grabbed a missile like it's a toy, and I threw it back to the fighter jet. I spare the pilot, but if this were in the Boom spin-off, or if it went my way, I'd eliminate the pilot.
Why am I not surprised Current Shadow would say that? The other Shadows would do what you're doing in the shorts. Right, Shadows?
Absolutely. Maria would facepalm and disown me if I heard anyone that isn't a sentient robot.
This is my favorite scene as well. I'd take the human to safety instead of just ejecting his seat. Besides Robotnik's grandson, humans aren't a threat unless they all join an evil space army.
See? I told you peasants that I can do chaos control just as well as you two.
Let's hope Movie Shadow does something similar in Sonic Movie 3.
That's more likely to happen than me or any celebrity playing Movie Rouge being in the 3rd movie.
I can tell Current Omega is bummed out that he didn't do as much actions like in the previous shorts.
Don't remind me. Omega is like Commander Tower when he was a kid. A spoiled brat not getting what he wants. I keep forgetting sentient robots are like children whining about what they want. The alarms are just so goofy, since it reminds us of that one scene in Chris Rock's movie, Head of State. Roll the footage.
I hope they take it! Wait a minute, that's my car! That's my car! Hey, wait, come back! Hey, come back! I hate that piece of shit!
Sorry for being off topic, but we all love that film about Chris Rock running for president. A cheesy early 2000s political comedy. None of us can't take that alarm sound effect seriously.
Back to the shorts. I wonder if my current self taught you about flying. I thought you'd just go to the Ark with chaos control.
Well, 4 kids' tales, there's a little thing that we current/meta characters go through a lot. And say it with me, Shadow.
Plot armor.
Hurry! You have to take out those guns!
This is Commander Abraham Tower.
And speaking of plot armor, Commander Tower just allowed the shuttle to continue going to space. It's good that Sega allowed his name from the comics to be canonized in the games, and that he forgives us Shadows after the events of my game from 2005.
Maybe the spirit of Maria convinced the commander to be on your side, Shadows. Gotta love the song that's playing in the background. Reminds me of the action movies my Sonic and I used to watch.
If that's the case, despite all that's passed between us, he saved the world from Black Doom. He should have known I would have supported him if he asked.
When has Shadow ever asked for permission?
You could have talked him down, Rouge.
There's only one person who could ever do that.
And that's Maria, of course. She was the only person who could have convinced Shadow to do anything she pleased.
If the president of the country believed in Shadow saving the world, Commander Tower would have trusted either our Shadow or current Shadow right from the beginning.
Oh, Maria. She was the beacon of hope, and she'll always be in our hearts.
The music is making us miss Maria more. Are you crying, Current Shadow? It's okay. We all miss her.
I just got something in my eye, buffoons. It's just eye-watering.
A threat lurks aboard the Ark, and I must eliminate it.
And that was Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings. The 3 animated short films were worth watching. I can't wait for Current Shadow to have his own adventure, and I hope we'd get a complete anime series again.
Cross our fingers and say our prayers, Amy. We can dream. Well, that wraps up the video today, ladies and gentlemen.
It was fun seeing the 4 kids, Hedgehogs, and Foxboy again. Shadow and I will get back to having new adventures with Sonic.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click on the bell so you won't miss new videos.
And spread the word, Edgelords. Follow us on TikTok as well.
The next video will be a review of George of the Jungle. Stick around and stay tuned for more new videos. Whose turn is it to say it?
Maybe all 3 of you edgelords should say it since it's your year.
Not bad, Current Rouge.
Peace out and rock on.
This has been Juan C.L. Productions. The end.